stuff like that. And then plus I'm going to take the audio and then we'll put it on all the major audio sites too.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get them eyes loaded up, you know what I'm saying, so they can see what we got going on. But while we're waiting, I'll do a little bit of advertising. December 22nd, which is my birthday, we got the litmus, man. We got litmus. I need y'all to be there. Come turn up with us. If you're looking for tickets, go ahead and hit up Poetic. While they're still $10, because it will be $15 at the door. She's doing $10 until the 20th. Go to her page, click the link, and then I also believe that the link is on my page as well. And also shout out to Love. Last night we got to witness Ashley Browning getting proposed to. That was so amazing.
I cried.
I know. When I came back over there, yes, you was definitely in tears. But that was so amazing. Shout out to Love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. I've never been a part of a proposal, even though we wasn't like actually a part of it, just to
Right.
be
Just to
there.
witness it. Yeah.
Yeah, to witness it, that was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. But we're not gonna hold up no more of your time. We wanna get to know you, Mr. Paul Hunter. We got Mr. Paul Hunter on here, and he definitely has a story to tell. And it's very, very interesting. When you first hit me in the inbox, and the first thing I seen was 21 kids, 21 siblings.
Yes, very, very interesting because my story is it's about wonder, it's about adventure, and also it's extraordinary. Why? Because my mother is the first woman to birth 21 natural children by my dad. So
Ooh.
17 of us living today, 63 grandchildren, and 87 great grandchildren. And I'm telling you, ladies, right now, my mother stayed pregnant for 15 straight years.
Mhm.
So when you look back on a woman that can carry 21 children and have them back to 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 back,
Okay,
you
because
know,
that
for
was one of my
15
questions.
years.
That was one of my questions. I was trying to see what's the age span between the first one
Yeah,
and the
the gap,
last one.
age gap.
Yeah, the
Oh,
age gap.
well, the oldest is 71 years old, and my baby sister, she is 51 years old.
Wow.
Okay, so like a 20-some year difference in between there.
Yes, yes.
Now, what were there any twins? Were there any triplets?
It was
Quadruplets?
just it was just one set of twins. That was it. One set of
Really?
twins. Yes, one set of twins. So, like, my mom and dad, they was putting in work.
Right, right. They
Real
never stop
work.
working.
Real work.
Real work. And you said y'all had the same parents. Now, were y'all in a two-parent household, or how did that
No,
was
we
y'all
were in
raised?
a well, we were raised all in the same home. So we had like an 18-bedroom home, and that
That,
home was a blessing for us.
how did you guys acquire a home? Because I was just wondering, like, how did they house 21 kids in one space? Like,
well, let me say this. It happened this way. My mother was pregnant with the 14th child. She and my dad was living in a two-bedroom home at that particular time.
what?
Someone called the sheriff department. The sheriff department came out, told my mom and dad they had 72 hours to vacate. Mom and dad went to church that night, prayed with the pastor, with the members. The next day, a miracle happened. A man came to show my mom and dad an 18-bedroom house that he had. He took my mom and dad to show them this 18-bedroom house. My mom and dad did not have $1 to purchase this home. The man went into his wallet and gave my mother the $1 to purchase this home. So that home was
Wow.
a blessing
Wow.
for the Hunter family. So that's the reason why today the Hunter family, children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, is have a spirit of giving back to the community.
That's
That is
amazing.
definitely amazing.
Where are you guys from? Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
My mom is from Vicksburg, Mississippi. My dad is from Fayetteville, Mississippi. We grew up in a city, Racine, Wisconsin, which is probably about 30 minutes away from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Wow. Now, about around the time frame that this happened, because you said like your sibling is 70 some years old.
71.
So how was it back then? Because back then that's racism and stuff like that was around. So to have all these kids, like, how was it like trying to feed all these kids, get all these kids in school? You know what I'm saying? How was life back then?
I think life back then was great for us because one reason is because of community. We have a different community that was totally different from today's society, and we knew each other on the block. Mother Jones will always come over to the house and bring food, bring clothes for the Hunter family. People on the block look out for each other, so our relationship with people in the community was excellent. And when we had when we didn't have any food in the house and people knew about it, I'm talking about unexpected knocks at the door with gifts, with clothes, with spoons and forks and with Christmas toys, with turkeys and ham, and people would just give to us, constantly give to us. But we are very thankful for the people from the city of Racine that gave to us when we were in need.
That's
Yeah, because I
amazing.
was Yeah, because I was definitely gonna ask, like, on a, what I'm saying, like on a regular basis, what like a meal would be like to feed 21 children. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? What did y'all eat on a regular
Did you guys
basis?
farm or did you guys like grocery shop? Like, what did it look like to fill up the refrigerator and cover it in your home?
Well, my dad worked two jobs. My mom worked a part-time job, 4 hours a day. So mom and dad would always go shopping, and also they would go to the farmers market, and that's where they did majority of their shopping. And mom is very old-fashioned. Mom can take take just take a little bit and make it feed. Like in the Bible how Jesus had fed 5,000 people with a
Right.
5 loaf of bread and some
Right.
couple of
Right.
fish. Yeah. So my mother
Mhm.
had that type of spirit where she could just, take nothing and make something out of it. But we never complained about it. We went to bed with a full stomach
Right.
because mom and dad was always there, especially on Sunday. Sunday was like more like if you ever seen the movie Soul Food. So
Yeah.
on Sunday, mom and dad would be in that kitchen cooking with my older siblings, and then at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., we rushing because we had two big old station wagons and we had one big old van, and all of us would some of us would get in the station wagon, some of us would get into the van, and we would all head to church by 12:30. We were at home. The pastor would come over, sit at the table, bless the food, and we would sit there and eat and watch the Green Bay Packers play football. That's how it was on Sunday.
I know that's right. So that's your favorite team, the Packers.
No, all of my siblings and my mom and dad are Green Bay Packers fans. I am the only 49ers fan in the family.
But not the only one.
The only one.
I'm
Dare
the
to be
only
different.
one. Yes, yes, yes. I'm totally different.
I can dig that. So, like, what were some of the difficulties though with having so many siblings? Were there any,
I, Yeah,
difficulties?
when you have a big old family, you always going to get siblings fighting among each other, jealous of each other because they feel that mom or dad favor this other child. You understand? So you always going to have that siblings rivalry, fighting each other in the house. Well, I want to wear that dress, or I want to wear those socks, or I want to wear those pants over here. I want to wear that shirt. You understand? No, you wrong about that. The teacher told us that we should study this. It was always constantly fighting and debates in the Hunter family. We're no different than a household of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You're going to have rivalries in the family. The most important thing, our parents love us. Despite of our failures and our mistake, our parents loved us.
Right, right.
Definitely.
That's an amazing story. So I see you're an author, correct? What inspired you to write a book? What got you into that?
Well, in 2010, I was working for a Chrysler engine plant. That plant ended up closing and moving operations to Mexico. So I took advantage of that opportunity to go back to college because Chrysler engine plant paid for everything.
I
So
know that's
while I was in
Mhm.
college, I decided to work on my book on the weekends because I did some investigation and I discovered in the Hunter family lineage that no one on my father's side or my mother's side completed college. So I had the opportunity to be the first and to lay the foundation that education is important. So um,
Hold on. I gotta shout that out. The first, the very first out of all your siblings, your mom, your dad's side of the family to actually graduate and finish college.
yes, yes, and
That's
so
amazing.
that was motivated me is to go to college, graduate, just to lay that foundation. While I was in college, like I said, I was working on my book, No Love, No Charity: The Success of the 19th Child. That book right there is amazing because it will change people's lives. It is available on Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble bookstore, any bookstore. This book right here will help people out in a tremendous way. Also, let me say this book has been adapted into a screenplay,
closer for.
and and also we have a screenplay that has been completed, and we had signed a deal with Tail Flick Pictures. So in the next couple of years, you'll be taking your loved ones to go see the movie.
That's
Amazing.
what's up. I can't wait to see that. Now, your parents. How was it for your parents having to deal with 21 kids? Like, how was it? Like, the raising, your parents. Was
Oh,
it
I tell you,
stressful?
I think it was stressful,
Were
and
they
and
very
I,
strict parents?
my mother and father were very strict. Like I said, Sundays we were in church. On Wednesdays we had Bible study. On Thursday we were in the choir singing. So basically every day we were doing something. If we weren't reading the Bible or having Bible study, they had us outside playing kickball, playing volleyball, racing against each other. They made sure that we were active. And I tell people all the time because I hear a lot of people complain about mom and dad. I tell them this: your parents are not perfect, and my mother and father, they are not perfect. They could not give what they didn't have. So, anybody that's listening to this message, your parents are not perfect. So you have to accept them for who they are.
Right.
Right, definitely. And then definitely like for your mother, like how was it for her? Because having all those kids, that's a lot of hormone changing. You know
And
what I'm saying?
not just,
How
not
was
just
it
her
for the
body.
mother? Yeah, like the stress on her body. How was it for her?
You know what? At the age of 85, my mom passed away three years ago. My mother was a skinny woman. I'm talking about
Really?
probably weighed about 130 or 140 pounds.
Wow.
you know,
Wow.
I think that having a lot of children, it will take um, a lot of beating on your body. And I remember reading an article about how long does it take for a woman body to recover from having a baby. Now, years ago, it was saying it only takes 6 weeks for a woman body to recover from having a baby. Now, with innovation and technology, they say when a woman has one baby, it takes that woman 18 months for her body to fully recover. So
Wow.
you see how things have evolved over the
Right.
years. And it make me think of my mother. My mother really didn't have time to rest because my daddy, he was,
He
putting
wasn't
in work
playing.
all the time. He wasn't playing, boy.
He wasn't
I tell people all the time that his pullout game was very weak.
Or he
He
probably
came back out of a driveway. Now, did any of y'all following those in those steps? Do any of your siblings or you have a lot of children?
No, no, no. I have four. The most of my siblings have is seven children. We didn't want to break that record right there. But I do have a nephew, and he has 12 children. So
hey,
Yeah, you said 80 some great grandkids, didn't you?
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So none of us did not want to duplicate what my mama did by having a lot of children. No, we didn't want that. We just
So
kept it simple.
how is it like getting everybody together? Are y'all a close knit family still? Or I
It-
mean, you know what I'm saying?
oh,
How does that work?
we are very close. We usually get together on the 4th of July. That's when we go back home to the state of Wisconsin, a great city, Racine, Wisconsin. All of my siblings, grandchildren, great grandchildren, everybody come out for the family reunion and just sit, mingle, talk. Everybody have their own lives now. Some of my older siblings are grandparents and great grandparents, so they all have their lives, but they always come back for the family reunion in the city of Racine, Wisconsin.
that's nice. That's nice.
That definitely is. And I seen like you've been on a few TV shows and stuff like that. How did all that come about?
Well, I have my business, public relations business on the side, so I'm able to reach out to a lot of producers and pitch my story. I want to thank Vivica A. Fox because she gave me an opportunity to come on her show, Face the Truth, in 2019. I had an opportunity to meet her and a lot of executive producers, and the head executive producer that made that decision to bring me on was Dr. Phil. And Dr. Phil was great to my siblings and also me as well.
That's what's up. Now, do any of your other siblings do they go out and and talk about it too, or is it just you?
Right now, it just have been me. I'm a big advocate of telling the story how my mom birthed 21 children, by my father, and I think that's amazing because you don't see that in today's society. You see people having kids by multiple women. I see it all the time, and so I don't think that we will ever see that again, where one woman is having all of these kids by one man and they stand together through thick and thin.
Right. Right.
Right. Oh, so they was together the whole time. They never
Yeah,
split.
no.
That
So
is dope. That's
Where you gonna go?
amazing.
You got all them children. Where you going?
I
Like
Now,
where
the
you
woman maybe couldn't go nowhere, but the man, he could, he could be
going?
like, all right then.
No, baby, we got 21 children.
know.
Where? And I'm quite sure his mom was like, baby, you might as well put your little shoes and your little keys down. You ain't going nowhere.
And you just go to the other room, huh?
Right, right. Go on back there in your room. I'll bring you your tea or your dinner or whatever it is. Cause you ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. Yep.
No, it's what it was. So like grandparents, like far as your grandparents, like a lot of us back in the day, we would all go to like our grandma's house. How was that for 21 kids? Was your grandma taking all of y'all in, or was
At
she
one
taking
time.
y'all in sections? Like, okay, I'm gonna get the starting five, then we gonna move to the next five.
No, no. Only thing we did with our grandmother, we spoke with our grandparents on the phone because my grand my grandparents was in Fayetteville, Mississippi. The other ones was in Vicksburg, Mississippi. But we did spoke with them over the phone. And when they did come in town, they would come into town for a week or two, but then they had to head out because it's too many of us.
Yeah. Like, I got to get all y'all $1. No.
That is so funny.
Yeah, because it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now, did you have a question, Lady D, or did you
Oh, so I was going to ask, what inspired you to tell your story? What made you decide to go ahead and tell your story? And when did that come about?
Like I said, when I was working at Chrysler Engine Plant, and after graduation, I decided just to start my own business doing public relation and just start knocking on doors. And I learned from a great friend of mine, Daryl Carter, is that when you knock on doors, just remember the only thing that they can say is yes or no. And I remember Ebony Magazine told me no, but 6 months to a year later, Ebony Magazine came back and said we ready for the story. And
Wow.
a lot of people, when you go to my website, all those people that you see, newspaper publications, magazines publications, talk shows, and local talk shows, all of those people told me no. But guess what? I had the spirit of perseverance to say there's somebody out there that will say yes. And
Right.
somebody said yes. And that yes turned into everybody else saying yes, 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 let's do it. So
okay.
never give up. That's it.
Right, right. Do you come across a lot of obstacles in life, being in such a large family, and how do you overcome those?
I come across a lot of obstacles in life, and one of the biggest challenge for me because I never dealt with drugs and alcohol, and when you meet people, they are shocked that a lot of my brothers and sisters was on drugs and alcohol, and I never got into drugs and alcohol, and I never had that desire. But I tell people all the time that I learned from my older siblings' mistake. I really did learn from their mistakes. And so now a lot of my older siblings have been clean, in church, seeking God and living their best lives. And I always tell people it's never too late. Never,
Right.
never, never too late. So,
Yeah.
those obstacles that I had faced in life because I'm human, but I just don't have none of that desires to go out and do things in a negative way because I represent my mom and dad. Not only do I represent my mom and dad, but I also represent my four children and my granddaughter as well.
That's dope. Now, being that you were the 19th child, like how hard was it like being heard in the household? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cuz you got 5 kids and it's always like the middle kids say, I don't get attention enough. Like how was it like spreading attention for through all them kids?
Well, I tell you what, I didn't have a voice in the house because my mom and dad, they rule. My older siblings, we had to listen to them or they were going to spank us. And so I remember as a child, the 21st child and also the 20th child, we all made a pact that when we got older, we were going to get back at my brothers and sisters because they never gave us a voice.
Yeah.
They never listened to us, and we couldn't share our ideal or our opinion with them because they would disregard it. Be quiet. You can't say anything.
Right.
And and they used to discipline us. And I remember we made that pact that when we become bigger and stronger, we were going to get back at them. And when we did got bigger and stronger, my baby sister had told me, "Let's get them now because we bigger and we're stronger." And I'm like, No, we're not going to do that because we really did deserve that butt whooping. You know?
Now, was it like when it came to the disciplinary act, was it harder on your older siblings and lighter on y'all, or was it lighter on your older siblings and harder on you guys? You know, with your parents getting older when it came to discipline.
When it came to discipline, I think the discipline that they gave us, I'm talking about my siblings, it prepared them for their children. You understand? Because when mom and dad wasn't around, my older siblings were the substitute parents for us. And
Mm.
it really helped them become better parents in life. And they had to discipline us, but the discipline, looking back on it, was great because I became out very productive. A lot of my um, siblings that came in the second unit, so it's like a football team or a basketball team or a hockey team. You have your starters, and then you have your role players. So those starters really prepare the role players for success.
That's definitely dope. And we have a few questions on the side. Yes, 21 kids is a lot of kids for Vicky. Yeah, Valeria. Yes, they only had one set of twins out of the 21 twins. Other than that, they was back to back to back. Said daddy could not pull out that driveway.
Yeah.
6 years she was
15
pregnant.
consecutive. Back to back to back to back. Wasn't playing. Yeah. So I mean, did you after having all those kids, that didn't cause any type of health issues for your mother? Because the most
No,
I've ever heard of is like 13 kids out of one woman.
yeah. It's amazing because my mother never had any health issue whatsoever. She stayed healthy. That's why I said she was about 130, 135, 140 pounds. And she was like 5'10" and never had any health issues whatsoever. My mother was a woman that really believed in God. She had faith in God that He was going to take care of her. And I think that God did a good job because,
Yeah.
21 children, it is a lot. I'm talking
Yeah.
about a lot. I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
can't I still can't wrap my head around that, 21 children. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
But
because it had to be multiple toddlers at one time. I know that had to
mhm.
be a lot to deal with. You got
Right.
one that's 2, then one that's the month, then you got one that's a few minutes. Like everybody diapers stink. Like what is going on? Like,
It's interesting because some of my siblings were born in different years, but have the same birthday. Isn't that interesting?
that's messed up too.
See, and you more than two has the same exact birthdays.
Yes, but
Wow,
different years.
Wow. Yeah.
it's
So
crazy.
were they actually planning for this, or is this just what happened? Were they
Well,
did they
my
want to plan for a lot of kids?
my mother had always said to us that whatever God gives her when birthing kids, she's going to continue to birth those kids until God says enough. And I guess He
Woo!
said 21 was enough. And so when I tell women that my mom and dad, had 21 of us, they can't believe it. And then, I have a couple women said to me all the time, "Your dad must have had some good dick."
That is probably what the viewers is thinking too. Like, oh yeah, that must have been pretty
Right,
good. Damn. But
right.
then mama must have had some
I'm about
pills
to say,
too
could be the other
because
way around because Mama
she
must have
kept
had some
laying
good
in
stuff
it.
too.
I know.
Mama must have had that wop. Yeah,
That capital watch.
yeah, she the definition of wop. Like,
Like
they had that
explosive.
man stay there with 21 kids.
Right.
And then Avi said, did all y'all eat at the same time, or did y'all eat in sections, or was it everybody get to the table and
No,
did
no.
y'all have a table to fit everybody?
Well, when we got the 18-bedroom house, we had some eating in the kitchen. Then we had some eating in the living room, And then we had some eating in the basement as well.
And y'all
Yeah,
was
I know
just
what you mean. It was
Yes.
all over the place. How was shower like shower time? Because just two siblings. That's a lot. Because you trying to get your bathroom time. What you know what I'm saying? And was it like a lot of sisters or more males?
It was like I said, she had my mom birthed 21, so 11 girls, 10 boys. We all had there was three bathrooms in the 18 bedroom house. So we all took turns, we rotated. Somebody would get out, and next 5 minutes, somebody is in there to take a shower. We will all rotate.
Did y'all have a time limit?
No, we did not have a time limit. But
What? I
people,
would have put y'all on time limit. Y'all ain't about to use up more water. 2 minutes. You get the importance, okay? Get the important parts. And I know that water bill was crazy.
yeah.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, it just slipped my mind because that's a lot. I'm just
that
thinking
is
about when it was just
trying to imagine that whole scenario, man. Like, whoo,
yeah, just 21 of them just running around there.
Running around, having fun, enjoying life.
Now,
enjoying life, right?
oh, I said y'all was killing that toilet tissue. Definitely 2 squares a child. Don't you use more than 2 squares. You feel me? Oh, so did y'all all go to the same school, or was y'all enrolled in different schools, or how did that work?
We were all enrolled in different schools. And so let me say this, my older siblings used to always take the young ones and run us to the bus stop, get us on the bus, and then they will walk because their school was about 6 blocks away, and they will walk to school. Once they get out of school, they'll pick us up at the bus stop and bring us home, feed us a little bit, do homework with us, and prepare us for the next day. So my older siblings, like I said, they were our substitute mom and dad when mom and dad was not present at all. That's the reason why I give a lot of praise and respect to my older siblings, because they had to forego a lot. Just imagine, you can't go to prom, you can't even go to a school dance because you have to be at home with your younger siblings. So that's a lot right there. So I really respect my older siblings a lot.
Yeah, shout out to them, definitely. And
Yes.
so we want to make sure we talk about your book again. What's the title of your book, and where can people find it?
People can get my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. It is available on Amazon and also Barnes and Noble. But let me say this, they can also go out and purchase my mother's book, Love and Charity, The Life Story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. So my mother book and my book has been combined together as a screenplay. So I'm thrilled. I am excited
Yeah.
that things are moving in the right direction in 2024.
That's
Yes.
up.
And I was gonna say, do you have any words of like motivation for anyone? We usually like to end it with some words of motivation.
Well, I want to close the year out talking about leadership because to me, this country hasn't found any true leaders. And I want people to know that leadership is not about control, it's about service. True leadership is not about power, it's about empowerment. True leadership is not about manipulation, it has always been about inspiration, inspiring people to the highest form of true leadership. True leaders don't manipulate, they inspire people, and true leadership is really not about people, it's about purpose.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thanks. Yes. Thank you.
This
Say that. Hold on. Let me get the real claps on here. Oh, we wish you the best of luck of all your endeavors. Definitely going to have to check out your book and check out
yeah.
some of your other interviews. I got the links that you sent me. Definitely going to tune into that. And if people want to, check you out and maybe follow you and hear more of your story, where could they find you at?
Hey, I am on all social media outlets under Paul Lamar Hunter. Paul Lamar Hunter. And my website is PaulLamarHunter.com. PaulLamarHunter.com.
Yes, make sure
Perfect.
y'all tune in. And I want to thank you for this wonderful interview. Hopefully one day I can come to y'all family reunion and be a play cousin. Y'all
Yeah.
probably y'all probably wouldn't even know that it was me. Y'all so
I
Right.
know.
Cousin.
huge. So maybe one day, you know what I'm saying, definitely meet up. And I definitely want to get your book and check that out and read what life was like as the
Yeah.
19th child. You know what I'm
Hey,
Phenomenal.
saying?
thank you, ladies, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. And this has been another episode of Hood Talk Podcast.